Welcome to the General Services Administration's Office of Government-Wide Policies Federal Advisory Committee Act, FACA, database training video. In this video we will be covering: what is FACA? Sign-in and password reset. General navigation. User roles. Agency, committees and subcommittees. Committee details, meetings, members, and advisory reports. Bulk uploads for meetings and members. Consultations. Committee verification and annual comprehensive review, ACR, process. Reports. Training links and documents. Contact us. This training video, along with the FACA user guide, will assist FACA users to successfully access and upload data into the FACA database. The Federal Advisory Committee Act, FACA, database is used by federal agencies to continuously manage an average of 1,000 advisory committees government-wide. This database is also used by Congress to perform oversight of related executive branch programs and by the public, the media, and others, to stay abreast of important developments resulting from advisory committee activities. Although centrally supported by the General Services Administration's Committee Management Secretariat, or CMS, the database represents a true shared system wherein each participating agency and individual committee manager has responsibility for providing accurate and timely information that may be used to assure that the system's wide array of users has access to data required by FACA. To sign into the FACA database, you will start off by going to facadatabase.gov and clicking the Agency Login button located in the top right corner of the screen. We recommend bookmarking this page for future access. Once on the login page, you are given two options under General User Login with an additional option under GSA User Login, but that is for GSA staff only. Registered Max Federal Community members may use OMB Max to access the system with their Common Access Card, CAC, or Personal Identity Verification, PIV, card by choosing the Max Login option on the login page. If you are interested in this login option but are not yet a Max Federal Community user, please visit the following website to register your CAC/PIV card with Max. If you sign in with your username and password, you will be redirected to a page requiring you enter a verification code, which will be sent to your registered email address. You will be required to enter a verification code every time you sign in. If you have a mobile number associated with your account, instead of receiving an email with a verification code, you have the option of using a two-factor authenticator app, like Google Authenticator, to receive your verification code and complete your verification processes. When you select the Authenticator app option for the first time, a QR code will appear on your screen. Go to the Authenticator application you have on your mobile phone, and choose to add by scanning the QR code with your camera. A numerical sequence will appear on your phone's screen. Input this token to continue into the system. Next time you choose the Authenticator app login option, you will need to retrieve the verification code from your Authenticator app to verify your login. You will not receive a verification code email. If you would like to utilize the Authenticator app verification feature but don't have your mobile number associated with your account, Once you have entered the database, you can add your mobile number to your account by clicking on your username drop-down in the top right corner of the page after you log in, and selecting My Profile. Then click the Edit button on the upper right side of the page, add your cell phone number to the mobile field and save. Next time you log in, you will be prompted to choose either the email or authenticator option to verify your login. For detailed step-by-step instructions, a link to the document FACA database community login using Authenticator app can be found below the username and password section of the login page. If you have forgotten your password, click on the Forgot Your Password hyperlink below the blue username login button. When you click on the Forgot Your Password hyperlink, you will be guided to a page that will ask for you to input your username and click Continue. The following page will ask you to check your email. You will receive two separate emails for this validation process. One email will be titled GSA Login Code and have a verification code for you. The other email will be titled Your New FACA Password and includes a hyperlink to a secure page requesting a verification code. Input your verification code on this page and click Continue. You may now change your password to fit with the minimum requirements of 8 characters, 1 letter, and 1 number. You should now be in the database and be greeted by the home page, which features a global search at the top right of the page, which allows you to enter a term, or terms, on which to search all FACA records. Global search supports all search operators including quotation marks, wildcards, asterisk, and, or, and not, parenthesis, and question mark. It is also available on every page to provide users with a convenient way to search all FACA records. On the center of the home page you will be able to see your user access, user role. On the main portion of the page below user access, you will find general information about the application. Under the Agencies/Committees view tab, all users access their agency and assigned committees, as well as their agency and committee reports. CMO users can also create committees after they click on the agency name. The Reports tab provides all users the ability to create, read, and share reports based on the user's role. The User/Group Assignments tab is where CMO users will manage and assign DFO and GFO users to their committees and groups. GFOs also use this tab to assign DFOs to a committee or committees. The Score 300 tab will allow CMO users to see a report that shows which committees have been verified by each role, DFO, GFO, CMO, CMS, during the ACR. The Messages tab can be viewed by CMOs and shows all consultation actions by a CMO and their corresponding CMS desk officer for each committee. On the Bulk Upload tab, users can perform mass uploads of their meeting or member data using one of the 2 template types provided. FACA User Search tab is where CMO and GFO users can search for and view their agency users' information, last login, and whether they are an active or inactive user. The Training Links and Documents tab allows users to easily access all training materials relevant to their role, including this video and the user guide. The Contact Us tab is where all users contact the FACA help desk using a convenient form. Additionally, users can find the help desk link at the bottom of every page to access the form to reach out to the FACA help desk. Users in the system are provisioned with specific roles for the responsibilities they need to carry out, each carrying their own access and permissions. Committee Management Officer, CMO, has create, edit, and read capabilities for all committees/subcommittees in their agency. Group Federal Officer, GFO, has specific rights for all committees/subcommittees within their agency. Designated Federal Officer, DFO, has specific rights for their assigned committee/subcommittee within their agency. Each of these roles also have a read-only version, given to users who only need the ability to see what that role sees, and not edit or create any data. CMOs have complete visibility for all their agency committees/subcommittees, and are responsible for creating new committees and all consultations. The CMO is also responsible for managing GFO and DFO assignments. GFOs have the ability to assign DFOs to committees as well, following the steps below. This can be done by going to the User/Group Assignments tab and selecting which user role, DFO or GFO, you need to manage. For DFO assignments, select the committee number or committee name, and add users by selecting their name from the left column and clicking the Add button, or remove users by selecting the name from the right column and clicking the Remove button. Remember to click on the Save Changes button when you are done. To manage GFO groups, first select the group name. To add a new committee to a group, select the committee from the left column and click the Add button. To remove a committee from a group, select the committee from the right column and click the Remove button. To add users, scroll down the page to the Users section and use the same process. The best page to start from for all your committee needs would be the Agencies/Committees View tab. From here you will be able to view your agency, all of your assigned committees, and any records associated with them. Note that after clicking on the agency name, any buttons on the same level as the agency name are agency actions, such as creating a new committee. Notice that the agency has several columns indicating important agency information at a glance. This information includes the agency abbreviation, the number of committees in an agency, FACA committees count, agency fiscal year, number of new committees, FACA new count, number of terminated committees, FACA terminated count, number of merged committees, FACA merged count, and number of active committees, FACA active count. This list view will also feature a drop-down menu on the upper left of the page, allowing users to select the current fiscal year active agencies list view, which shows agencies that are active during the current fiscal year. You will see just your agency. CMS also uses this view to see all agencies based on their permissions, agencies without active committees, which shows agencies that are not active within the current fiscal year, and recently viewed, which shows the agencies that the user has viewed most recently. Ignore the recently viewed agencies list, which is added to every SF product and is not relevant to the FACA database. Additionally, there is a printable view button available on the upper right of the page. This button will open an optimized for print version of the agency list view. Additionally, the agency list view has a Search This List search box on the upper right of the page. This search box allows the user to search the current list view for a given search term or query. After the search box there is a gear icon, the list views controls icon. This allows users to create their own list view or clone the existing one if that functionality is available. The table icon after the gear icon allows users to select their view, either as the current list view, or a Kanban view. Finally, the circular arrow icon will refresh the list view with the most recent data from the system. These list view features will be found in all list view pages, and the icons that are visible will depend on the level of access granted to the user. Access your committees by selecting the current fiscal year active agencies list view on the left side of the page if it is not showing by default, then clicking on your agency name. Then your view defaults to the Committees tab, which is a list of committees you have access to based on your assigned role. To edit any part or section of an agency, committee, subcommittee, consultation, meeting, member, or advisory report, there are three options depending on where the record is being viewed. 1. Click the Edit button on the upper right of the screen. 2. Click the pencil icon on the right side of any editable field. After the update is completed, click the Save button to save the new data values. 3. Records found in list views will also have an Edit button that can be accessed by clicking the down arrow to the right of the listed item. No matter which option is chosen, the record will open in an editable form, either in a full-page view or as a pop-up modal window where the user may edit all fields they have edit access to. Once the edit is complete, click Save to save the changes. To edit the committee detail page, click on the Edit button on the upper right of the screen. This generates a pop-up box. Any fields that can be edited are shown via a box. Every fiscal year, GSA conducts the Annual Comprehensive Review, or ACR, and at the end of the review closes out the previous, or reporting, fiscal year data. GSA refers to the final step of the closeout process as rolling over, which means the reporting fiscal year data for an agency moves to history and the data relevant to the next fiscal year moves forward into the new reporting year. The only data that does not move forward is cost data, which is zeroed out when the new reporting year is created. The end result of the rollover process is users can update their committee information instead of starting fresh each reporting cycle. The ACR process is discussed in more detail later in the Committee Verification and Annual Comprehensive Review, ACR, process section of this video. All of the account details for the agency are on the Agency Detail tab. Agency users can only read this information, not modify it. If you believe there is an error in the agency details, please reach out to your CMO, who will contact CMS to update the record. The Committees tab lists all active committees for the current fiscal year. The list of committees can be sorted by committee system ID, committee number, committee name, committee status, agency name, and fiscal year by clicking on the column header. Columns can be sorted either ascending or descending order. There is also a Download as CSV button on the right side of the page to download a report listing all committees as shown in this tab. If you are a CMO user and need to establish a new committee, click on the New Committee button on the upper right corner. This button shows up in every tab at the agency level. Business rules when a CMO is establishing a new committee. The committee name cannot be identical to any currently active committee within the agency, and cannot be changed once the record is saved. Contact your GSA desk officer or the FACA help desk if you need to update a committee name. For new or re-established committees, the committee status will default to pending. The field will change to chartered after the charter is filed by the CMO with GSA by adding the charter date to the consultation in the database. After you fill in all the necessary information to create the new committee, an establishment consultation will automatically be generated and notification of this action occurs under the Messages tab. At this point, the CMO can assign the committee to a group and DFOs to the committee under the User/Group Assignment tab. To view a specific committee, click the Committee System ID. All columns can be sorted by clicking on the column heading and the data can be downloaded as a CSV file. When you view committee information from the agency's record page, you will see the key details of the committee in the blue title bar, which will tell you the agency, committee number, committee name, establishment authority, and its ACR verification status. As you scroll down the Committee Detail tab sections, you will see the committee's general information, recommendations/justifications, performance measures, costs, and ACR sections. The Committee System ID at the top left of the General Information section on the Committee Detail tab, is automatically generated when a committee is created by a CMO or during the annual rollover process. The Committee System ID is unique to the committee as well as the fiscal year for that committee. The committee number is constant for the committee across all fiscal years. Both of these fields are important to the bulk upload process, which we will discuss later in this video. Note that the rest of the committee sections are tabs across the screen: committee detail, interest areas, members, meetings and advisory reports, subcommittee, consultations, charters and related docs, data from previous years, committee history, committee reports. The committee detail tab contains the following sections: general information, recommendations/justifications, performance measures, costs, annual comprehensive review, and system information. The interest areas tab lists the interest areas you selected for the committee. Edit the interest areas by selecting the Update Interest Areas box in the middle of the screen and check or uncheck the appropriate area or areas. Click on the Members, Meetings and Advisory Reports tab to enter or edit data for members, meetings, and advisory reports. The creation of records is different from Classic and will be covered in more detail later in the video. Click on the Committee System ID under the Subcommittee tab to view the Subcommittee page and add or modify subcommittee information and cost data. In the System Information section you will see the Committee System ID for the subcommittee as well as the parent committee it is located under. The Subcommittee Members, Meetings, and Advisory Reports tab displays all meetings, members, and advisory reports associated with the subcommittee. Creation of a meeting, member, or advisory begins by clicking the New button next to the Field Entry Help button on the Members, Meetings, and Advisory Report tab. Then follow the prompts to select the type of committee detail, either a member, meeting, or advisory report. Then input all required fields and click Save to save the record, or Save and New to save the record and create another new record. Additionally, the subcommittee will have a Data from Previous Years tab where you can view historical subcommittee data, as well as a Subcommittee History tab that shows any changes made to the subcommittee. To create a subcommittee, you must be a CMO user. Start by clicking on the caret on the upper right side of the parent committee page and then the New Subcommittee button. When creating a subcommittee, keep in mind the subcommittee name is required. Once you finish inputting all the required information to create the record, denoted by a red star to the left of the field name, click Save and the subcommittee will be created. After clicking Save, you navigate to the Subcommittee tab to view the newly created subcommittee. If it is not visible, click the refresh icon on the right side of the page. Note: 1. The agency name and parent committee system ID are pre-populated for you, and 2. The black star at the end of each field name denotes information required for the ACR. Note that under FACA, entering subcommittee information into the FACA database is required if subcommittees are subject to FACA's open meeting and notice requirements, and optional, but strongly encouraged, if they are not. Let's go back to the committee level. The Committee Consultation tab contains all consultations related to the committee. Here CMOs may create new consultations or edit existing consultations for the reporting year, not the historical record. Users may view the consultation details by clicking the consult number. The consultation record has two tabs: Consultation Detail and Consultation History. Consultation Detail contains the details including consult type, received date, CMS review/concur date, charter date, committee management officer remarks, committee management secretariat comment and system information. The Consultation History tab displays updates made to the consultation record. Only CMOs can upload files to the Charters and Related Docs tab. The naming convention for these files should follow the standard naming convention put forward by the CMS team, which is the fiscal year, in full, such as 2023 not 23, agency acronym, committee number, document type, such as charter, and date, January 20, 2023 format. Data from previous years tab shows all historical committee detail information records from all previous years the committee existed. The Committee History tab will give you insight into which user performed what actions on the committee page, and when. The Committee Reports tab contains links to all committee-level reports. Reports will be discussed in more detail later on in this video. Committees that have been terminated or merged in previous years can be found on the Terminated/Merged Committees tab. All columns can be sorted and the data can be downloaded as a CSV file. The FACA Historical Agency tab allows you to see previous fiscal year details at the agency's account level, as far back as 1997. This is not to be confused with the Data from Previous Years tab where the user views historical data for an agency. The Rollover tab is for CMS use only. The tab must be included on the community site in order for agency rollover to work properly for CMS on the internal site. The Agency Reports tab contains links to all of the agency-level reports. Reports will be discussed in more detail later on in this video. The term Committee Details relates to members, meetings and advisory reports which are found on the Meetings, Members, and Advisory Reports tab on committees and subcommittees respectively. DFOs, GFOs, and CMOs can all read, create, edit, and delete members, meetings, and advisory report records for the committees and subcommittees they have access to based on their user role. These records cannot be edited if the parent committee is verified at or above the user's role and an error message indicating the record is locked will display. To unlock the record, the users who verified the record must uncheck the verification checkbox under the ACR section. For any currently active committees, the rollover ACR process mentioned prior will generate member records from the previous year with an appointment end date that is during that fiscal year or in the future. Click on the Members, Meetings, and Advisory Reports tab. You now see a list view of members, meetings, and advisory reports. The list can be sorted by clicking on a column heading. An arrow will indicate the column currently being used to sort and if the sort direction is ascending or descending. There are two options to view all meetings, members, and advisory reports. The first method is to click the Here to view all the members, meetings, and advisory reports for this committee. Please click here at the top of the list view. The second is to click View All at the bottom right of the list view. The first option will show all committee details in a separate tab by record type. So there will be a tab for members, a tab for meetings, and a tab for advisory reports. The columns are sortable by clicking on the column heading, and the records may be exported as a CSV by clicking the Download as CSV button on the upper right of the page. Any item under these tabs can be edited by clicking on the committee detail number on the left, or clicking on the down arrow on the right side of the record and selecting Edit. If you are viewing a record, the Edit button will display on the upper right side of the page. We recommend editing records through this option. The second option will show all meetings, members, and advisory reports in one tab as a list view, similarly to how the first 10 are displayed in the committee's Meetings, Members, and Advisory Reports tab. This section is where new meetings, members, and advisory reports are created or deleted. I will cover how to create a new record shortly. Because all record types are displayed together, we caution you to be very careful if you choose to delete one or more records in this view. You can also click the View All link at the bottom of the list, which will show a full list of members, meetings, and advisory report records if they total more than 10 records. We recommend you click View All and group the records by clicking on the Type column header prior to deleting any records. The funnel icon on the upper right side of the list allows you to input filter criteria to filter the records displayed in the list. Possible filters include committee detail number, fiscal year, include in annual report, last name, first name, meeting start and end dates, report start and end dates, and last modified by. Please read the instructions for entering new meeting, member, or advisory report records by clicking on the Field Entry Help button to the right of the New button. To create a new meeting, member, or advisory report, click the New button on the upper right of the page next to the Field Entry Help button. This will open a new modal window with the options to select what record type you would like to create. You can select either meeting, member, or advisory report. After selecting the record type, click the Next button on the lower right corner of the modal window. This page will prompt you to fill out the rest of the required, red asterisk, and optional fields. Hovering over the eye icon in a dark circle will reveal help text for that field. Once you have input the appropriate data, you will have the option to click Cancel if you no longer want to create the new record, Save and New if you would like to save the current record and create a new meeting, member, or advisory report, or Save if you would like to save the record. When creating members, meetings and advisory reports, if you have less than 25 records to enter, we recommend you do so directly from the committee or subcommittee page you wish to upload them to. For meetings and advisory reports, DFO, GFO, and CMO users can also upload applicable files like meeting minutes to meeting and advisory report records. A meeting or advisory report record must be created before uploading relevant files. Users may upload files by going to the appropriate record, then going to the Files tab and clicking the Add Files button on the right side of the page. Then users will be prompted to either select a file that is already in the system or upload a new file from their device by clicking the Upload Files button. Users will see a progress bar detailing the file upload status. Once the file is completely uploaded, a green checkmark will appear. To return to the committee detail, click the Done button. The new file will now display on the Files tab. Remember though, that the naming of the file should be appropriate as it will be the same on the public site. Refer to the CMS recommended file naming convention. Files will display in the Files tab of the meeting or advisory report record. On the Files tab, clicking the down arrow on the right of the page will reveal several options relating to the file that has been uploaded. These options are available on files that are found in committees and subcommittees as well as charters and related docs. Download allows the user to download a copy of the file to their device. Public link allows the user to create a public link for the file. Please note that the system automatically creates public links for the file to display on the public site and that users do not need to take any action to create a public link. View File Details allows users to view the file record, which includes information such as file size, extension, owner, a file preview, file details, shared with, which shows who or what the file is shared with, followers, and file versions. Additionally, all of the actions available in the list view from the down arrow button are available here, on the file detail page. Upload new version. This feature allows users to upload a new version of the file. Please note users should not use this feature. To protect the integrity of historical documents, a new file should be uploaded instead of a new version. Edit File Details allows the user to update the file name and add a description of the file. Delete allows the user who uploaded the file to delete it from the system. If a mistake is made, it is recommended that users delete the file and upload a new file. Historical versions of files, charters and related docs must not be deleted. The Committee Details History tab displays all changes made to the committee detail record. The Printable View button on the upper right side of the record opens a new browser tab with a printer-friendly view of the record. The Clone button on the upper right side of the page allows for easy record creation by duplicating the current record. If you have more than 25 meetings or members' records, we recommend the bulk upload feature when inputting your data. When you're in the bulk upload page, you can review the information and business rules given under the Importing Data section in the center of the page. Once you're ready to move forward, click on the Template Type drop-down list. Bulk upload allows you to download a template, input multiple records into the spreadsheet, and then upload it all together into the database. When you have chosen your template type, A download template feature will appear under Step 2. Click on the hyperlink to download the template. It is important to download a new template every reporting cycle since templates get updated and previous, outdated templates will not be able to be uploaded and will result in an incompatible Excel file error. When the download is complete, go ahead and open the file. As you enter data into the template, please be sure you do not modify the template, and only paste your data values into the file and not any formatting. If the template is edited or has additional formatting added, your file will not be successful when you go to upload it to the system. When you open the file, review the Instructions tab in the spreadsheet to become acclimated with the necessary steps to successfully complete your upload. You will input the data on the following tab/sheet, which you can click on at the very bottom of the window. There will also be reference tabs for you to verify what your options are for fields with specific values. When you're ready to input your data, you can choose to do so manually by filling in the information for each field, or you can paste your data values if you already have them prepared in your system. However, if you decide to cut and paste your data, ensure it is pasted using the Paste as Values option so that no formatting is added or changed in the template. Failure to do so may result in an unsuccessful upload. It is important to remember, as previously mentioned, the committee system ID, a SF artifact, is a separate number from that of the committee number and can be found at the top of the committee or subcommittee page with the letters COM followed by a numerical sequence. Each committee system ID is unique to that committee or subcommittee in that specific fiscal year. So be sure you are inputting the correct committee system ID each time you perform your bulk upload, otherwise it will result in an error. There are also drop-down fields that are restricted to specific values. Please note that represented group is a required field if the representative member column is populated. Once you've added all your data values, save your file with a unique name to avoid confusion with future uploads. When your file is ready to be uploaded, go back to the bulk upload page, choose the template type as you did before, and now select the Choose File button under Step 2. In the pop-up window, select the file you have created using the template, and click Open. You can now complete the process by clicking the Import Data button. Once you complete your upload, you will be notified via email if your upload is successful or unsuccessful. If unsuccessful in your upload, an error.csv file will be presented in the email or under the Past Submission Errors section at the bottom right of the page. Click on the hyperlink to download and view your error file. In the error.csv spreadsheet, you will be able to see what data was invalid, and the very last column will tell you exactly why it was not successful, so you can go correct your data file and repeat the upload process again until you're successful. If your data was not uploaded and you did not receive an email confirming failure, it is likely you modified the template's format in some way and the system did not recognize it as a legitimate submission. As previously mentioned, please try again with a new template and be sure you are not pasting your original formatting in order to avoid this issue. For consultations, just as with members, meetings and advisory reports, all users can view them on the committee detail page. However, only CMO users can create and edit consultation records. Consultations are used as trackers for the status of the committee. There are 8 consultation types. Administratively inactive. This type is selected when the committee is a statutory committee which has completed its work and is no longer functioning but legislation to terminate it has not been passed. Amendment. This type is selected when amending an existing charter. This consultation is used for committee name changes and charter content changes between renewals and does not affect the charter renewal date. Charter in process. This type is selected only when a charter lapses for a statutory committee, but the agency is working on renewing the charter. The committee must not meet or take any action until a new charter is filed. Establishment. This type is selected when creating a new committee for the first time. Merger. This type is selected when multiple committees are being combined together. Re-establishment. This type is selected when a committee has been terminated, or a discretionary committee charter has lapsed, and is being restored to a functioning state. Renewal: this type is selected for committees whose charters are currently active and being renewed, typically for another 2-year period or other period required by statute. 2 years is the normal and default selection for existing committees. Termination: this type is selected when committees are being terminated. If there are more consultations than can be displayed on the page, you can view all of the consultations by clicking the View All button at the top of the page, or the View All link at the bottom of the page. The top View All button will take the user to a printer-friendly page listing all consultations. It also includes a print button at the top center of the page to print the consultation list and a close button to close the window. The bottom View All link opens an extended list view of all consultations that features the same list view features used by list views elsewhere in the system. This includes the list view control button, gear icon, refresh button, circular arrow, search box, and filter box. As with other list views, the consultations can be sorted by clicking a column heading. An arrow will indicate the column currently used for sorting and if it is sorting in an ascending or descending manner. A new consultation can be created by clicking the New button at the top right of the consultations list view next to the View All button. This will open a new modal window prompting you to select the appropriate consultation record type. Once you have selected the record type, click Next and enter all required information. As with creating other records, a red asterisk indicates required fields and eye icons indicate fields where field help text is available. Each consultation record will display a Consultation Detail tab and a Consultation History tab. The Detail tab displays all relevant consultation information, while the History tab displays all modifications made to the record. The record can be edited by clicking the Edit button on the upper right of the record. The Printable View button will open a printer-friendly browser tab containing the record information for users to print. FACA requires that agencies provide information about their advisory committees to keep Congress and the public informed, as well as to conduct a government-wide annual comprehensive review, ACR. The ACR process in the database begins at the end of each fiscal year and requires each use to verify their reporting year data for their committee and any subcommittees. Following the verification of an agency's committees, the CMS team will review the data, work with your CMO on any questions regarding the data, and will roll over the agency when all questions have been resolved for all of the agency's committees. To begin the verification of your committee, start by going to the Committee Details tab. The fifth section down is the ACR section, where you will see who has verified the committee and who has not, as well as a timestamp for when that took place. After you finalize the data for your committee and are ready to verify, at your role level, that the data is complete and accurate, click Edit on the committee page or the pencil icon that appears when hovering the mouse cursor over your role in the ACR section and check the box under Verified by for your user role. Once verified, the committee and all subsequent related records will be locked to anyone at and below that review level. Higher level officers can override lower level verifications. On verifying, the committee will unlock it if edits or additions are required after verification. CMOs verify each committee after the DFO/GFOs. The rollover process for an agency can be activated or triggered only when all the committees for that agency have been verified by a DFO, GFO, CMO, and reviewed by the CMS team. If the committee has not been verified by the appropriate users, the CMS team will mark the committee's agency verification not completed field to signal the failure to verify and complete the ACR. Score 300 shows your agency and will update after the agency is rolled over. You can access the reports relevant to the agency on the agency page after you click on your agency name. Reports relevant to the specific committee can be found on the committee page, the page you are taken to after you click on the committee system ID for a committee. Finally, the Reports tab in the main navigation menu at the top center of every page shows all reports you have access to and allows for the creation of custom reports. On the Agency page you will see a tab named Agency Reports. On the Committee page you will see a tab labeled Committee Reports. All users can access agency reports for their agency, and their level of access will depend on their user role, i.e., DFOs will see the data for the committees they are assigned to. The Agency Report tab contains the Charter Dates report, where users can view the charter dates for all the committees for that agency. Committees in Groups report, which will tell you which committees are assigned to what groups for the agency. Subcommittee report, which tell you what subcommittees exist under which committee in the agency. Current Status report will provide you a top-level view of what is going on in your agency's committees, regarding verification activity by role during the ACR, upcoming events in the next 6 months to include scheduled meetings, committee renewals or terminations, and member appointment expirations, as well as any possible problems with the uploaded data for your agency's committees. Performance measures, ACR, totals will allow you to select the fiscal year you're looking for to see the cumulative performance measure totals for the agency. Totals for committees show the agency metrics that feed into the government-wide totals report and are a summation of committee data for the agency. Agency Annual Report is a compilation of all the committee-level reports for an agency. Due to its size, it is generated and delivered to you by email. Other agency reports contain reports that users may find helpful in managing their agency FACA program. Note the Committee System ID crosswalk shows you all the committee system IDs, which will be helpful during bulk uploads. All users can access committee reports, and the data they see are again based on their user role. These reports are accessed on the Committee Reports tab. Committee reports contain reports similar to the agency reports, including committee charter dates for all years, committee current status report, which will inform you of any upcoming events in the next 6 months or possible problems with the submitted data, the committee level report, which will generate in a different tab to give you a summary of that committee's data. The member report will display all members of the committees and subcommittees a user has access to based on their role. And lastly, the committee history report, which will show you the committee over the fiscal years, where you can select to review individually. You can either export or print the agency and the committee reports. If you would like to create your own reports, click on the Reports tab to get started. The Reports tab has pre-generated reports available to you. You can browse reports by clicking the options on the left side of the page. Under the Reports header, Created by Me reports are reports you have created. Private reports are reports only available to you. All reports show all reports you have access to. Folders help to keep reports organized. You have access to several folders based on your user role as well as your private reports folder. You also have the ability to favorite, or bookmark, reports to easily find them later under the All Favorites options. You may search all reports by using the search bar on the upper right of the page. Keep in mind the search will only search the folder or reports you have selected. To search all reports, ensure you have selected all reports, or you will end up searching only a subset of the reports available to you. To create a brand new report, simply click on the New Report button at the top right of the Reports tab, then select the report type, for example committees, committee details, etc. Various report categories are available to help narrow down what type of report you are looking to create. You can browse these report types manually, or type search criteria into the search bar at the top center of the window. If you cannot find the report type you are looking for, consider using a different search term or ensure all is selected as your category. Once you have selected your report type, click the Start Report button to the right of the window. The reporting tool is a powerful feature that can be customized by various date types, filters, buckets, summary formulas, groupings and more, all through a drag and drop functionality for your ease of use. The report will have default fields and filters at creation. The Outline tab displays all fields and groupings of the report. The Filters tab contains all report filters. You can add a single field directly to the report or to your filters by locating it in the fields bar on the left of the page, and simply dragging it over to where you want it to be. Alternatively, you can add a field by typing it into the search bar for either row or column as appropriate, then clicking on the appropriate field. Fields can be reorganized by dragging and dropping them in the Outline tab. You will notice the majority of the report page is taken up by a preview of the report you are creating. By default, this preview does not update automatically. To update the preview, click the refresh link that will appear at the top of the preview after you make a change to the report. If you prefer, there is an update preview automatically toggle on the upper right of the preview. This allows you to let the preview update in real time as you edit the report. Keep in mind, reports with large amounts of data may slow down the real-time update. You can select multiple fields to add, remove, or reorder. Drag an entire folder to add all its fields. To select multiple fields or columns, press Ctrl, Windows, or Command, Mac. When you add multiple fields, they appear in the report in the order selected. When you're satisfied with your report criteria, click the Run button. Note that clicking Run will only run the report, it will not automatically save the report. You also have the option of saving the report without running it by clicking Save, or clicking Save and Run to perform both of these actions in one click. All reports done through the native Reports Builder are exportable. Depending on the report type and if it is saved or not, you will have two export options. Details Only will export only the details of the report. This option is recommended for users who will use this data in other systems. It is available in .xls, .xlsx, and .csv formats. For reports with large amounts of data, we recommend using the .csv option. The formatted report includes report headers, groupings, and filter settings. It is available in .xlxs format only. The Training Links and Documents tab displays all training documents relative to your access level, which is based on your user role. This includes the user guide, this training video, and more. The training materials are viewable on this tab. However, you can also click the title to view it full size in a new tab, or click the PDF to bring up the download button to download the PDF file to your device. For technical assistance, the Contact Us page has an easy-to-use contact form and is the preferred method for contacting the FACA help desk. The form will automatically fill in your contact details as well as the application name, in this case, FACA. Complete the required items to submit your request. If you have any screenshots or other helpful files, they can be attached as well. You may also reach this page by clicking the Help Desk link found at the bottom of every page and on the login page. For questions, you can either use the contact form, preferred, or email help.faca@gsa.gov. Thank you for viewing this FACA training video.